What's up guys, Catastrophe here, and for this week I am going to be talking about 5 books that I think should be made into movies. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm trying to shorten my videos for the sake of uploading, so... Okay, anyways, the first one I have is Endangered. Is this one? So, if you guys haven't read it, I strongly recommend you do. It's a really good book, and I personally love it. So basically the entire story is about this girl who goes to the Congo, and there's a sanctuary for bonobos or bonobos. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's like a chimp. And a whole sort of revolution thing kind of happens. I forget exactly what they call it, but it's like a war. And the girl has to survive in the jungle with this little bonobo, and it's a really good read. I'm not gonna say it's mature, but like this is a story that I feel is so realistic. It's a realistic kind of read because this takes place in the real world, and this actually faces a lot of problems in the real world. So it's a really good read, and I feel like it would be a really cool movie to see because like you're surviving in the jungle with practically nothing. You have practically nothing. I feel like it would be really cool to see. I think it would be good. Okay, the next one, I think a lot of people would say this one. I actually haven't read this book all the way through, but so far I think it's really good. It's Uglies. I feel like the entire series of these books would be a really cool series. It would be like Divergent or The Hunger Games. I don't know if it would be like as spectacular as The Hunger Games, but I don't know. I feel like it would be good. It's got that sort of feel to it, and I feel like, you know, a lot of people like the whole dystopian thing, so that would bring in more money or, yeah, I think it would be cool. I would like to see it, personally. I feel like the special effects, the setting, the futuristic atmosphere, is that right? I feel like it would all be good. I don't really have much to say about this one, but that's only because I haven't read the entire thing, so. Okay, this next one I don't think really a lot of people have actually read. This is a book I would actually audition to be in this movie. Like, if this was a movie, I would audition to be in it. It's called Rose Sees Red. It's a really cool book. The main girl, I find her so relatable because she's the kind of girl that, she's passionate, but she is really shy. She doesn't go out, she doesn't do a lot of stuff at parties, or she doesn't know how to necessarily be really sociable, which I think is super relatable. And she's a ballet dancer. I'm not normally one for ballet. I'm more of lyrical or contemporary, whichever style they use in the Lion King Broadway show. Okay, I get it. She meets this friend, and this friend basically takes her on the ride of her life just for one night, and it's absolutely awesome. And the thing about this, it's not a very well-known book, but it's a really fantastic one. Like, I remember reading this and I couldn't help but think, wow, this is such a cool book. It's relatable, it's funny, it's also very realistic. It takes place, I believe, during the Cold War, so I really like it, and I would audition for the main character. So if anyone is making this, let me know. Okay, the next one is called Girl Online by Zoe Sugg. I love this book to death, let's be honest here. I would surely audition to be Penny in this, and Zoe, you have done such a great job of writing this book. Oh my gosh, I remember reading it for the first time, and like by the very end, I was so happy. I felt so bad when things were starting to look bad for the main character, and then when they turned around, I was like, yes! It gives you that kind of hope. It's a book that a lot of teens can relate to, and this as a movie would, for one, it's written by a famous YouTuber, so of course people are going to want to see it. And then second, it's got such a good story, people would love it. I would say that this would be the new teen high school movie, and it could be just as good as The Dove or Mean Girls. I'm saying that. So like, I know I'm not British, of course. I don't have an accent, but I can do an accent, so I would audition definitely. So again, let me know. Okay, and the final one, I don't know how many people actually know about this book, but I personally think it's awesome. Again, I would audition for this. I'm auditioning for a lot of books, apparently. It's called Pennyroyal Academy. Now, this is kind of like it's not like Ever After High, but it's it's a school for princesses where anyone can become a princess. And this girl, she has no memory of who she is. She's just, living in the woods. And she ends up going to this school, and she realizes a lot of things about herself, about her past, and how she, how she is sort of like the hero in all of this. Like, she's almost like the destined one or whatever. And when I first read the book, I had no clue what was going on in this book. I was like, okay, is this gonna be like a weird sort of fairy tale school or whatever? And then it got to the beginning, and this girl, she's like facing a lot of danger at the beginning of the witch, and there's also a guy, and she has to help the guy, but she's just so freaked out. I was like, this is how I would act if I were in this situation. If I were in a log cabin facing a witch who wants to eat me, and then there's a guy, I would definitely act like this in this situation. It was awesome. And the ending was, I could see it as a movie. Like, this is definitely waiting to become a movie, and I would surely pay to see it. I would buy it, no doubt. Like, I mean, I could even imagine like the camera angles, like the special effects and all that. I could imagine that in this book, and this is really cool. It's kind of like the Harry Potter, but it's a bit different because it's not wizards, it's just fairy tales, and I feel like it's personally awesome. I definitely recommend you read all of these books. And this one I would recommend for a movie. I would recommend this one for a movie. The rest I would also recommend for movies. This one, and this one. I feel like all these could work out as fantastic movies, and I know I'm kind of being a little bit weird by saying I would audition, but I would actually audition because the characters in these stories, they speak out to me on such a level, and it's not to say like, I don't know how to say it, but I mean like these books, like, they all sort of have an effect on me where I feel motivated, and I feel like watching these as movies would be even cooler than just reading them as books. I feel like it's kind of like the whole Disney princess thing. Like, the Disney princess will make you feel motivated. Disney movies will make you feel motivated, and I feel like these books as movies, they'll also do that. They'll make you feel pumped. They'll make you emotional. They'll give you some sort of hope if you feel a little run down. I personally say that all these books are fantastic, and especially Pennyroyal Academy. Love that one. And yeah, those are a bunch of books that I think should be movies. Let me know if you want to see something else like this, if you want to see which books should be movies. It all depends on whether or not I get more books. I got a lot of books. I've got a lot of books, I just haven't read them all yet, so yeah. But let me know if you want to see any more things like this. I'll call it movies as books. I might make a series. I don't know. I'll figure it all out eventually. But that is all the time I've got for this video. Don't know how long it is. Probably within like 6-7 minutes. And the editing will probably make it shorter, which might be better on me. But then the problems with the Wi-Fi will mess up and downloading and blah 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 blah. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked, you can check out my DeviantArt page and see what stuff is there. Fan fictions, art, all that. You can like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And I will see you next time. Till then.